Because I'm willing to fight against drug dealers if they're Muslim, if they're Christian, if they're atheist, if they're Buddhist, if they shooting black men, guess what? I'm gonna say something about it. Because you know why? Just like you ain't gonna, like your boy said, it ain't gonna happen. Guess what? I'm not letting nobody sell you drugs without me saying that. I'm not gonna do it. You know what? Because even though I don't know you, guess what? Just like that's your boy, guess what? I'm your boy. Even though I don't know you, I'm not letting nobody tell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you are a black man like me. And it's worth something.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to Rhythm Man blues. Call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good rent. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword with the style that they might just record. The only thing equal is the curse for the wicked and the righteous reward. Have mercy on the many, don't see it. Separated from the tares, now on my prayers and it's so be it. A rebel, take the world by word of mouth. UPK, we the rebels that you heard about. Yeah, and it ain't gonna stop till 100 virgins in the house and I'm handing verdicts out. Get rank, you ain't heard a clout without a shadow of a doubt. These devils hitting licks off us. Fuck the bank, I'm about to stone the pocket ticket office. Can't sweet talk, cannot stop. Plus I know the feds watch. Tell the people that they church full of witch doctors. Put us in prison and stop violence. Now you be great, turn the rebels in the rock wallers. And leave mighty men with no understanding that never truly made sense. Like why I'm crying at the funeral for a criminal, knowing you ain't innocent. It's fucked up, but my food shine. Sitting between two priests, about to blaze on their heads, call it tough blood. Look out for niggas that just clubs. Catch a white bitch with those big black gloves. Pop, forgive me for my error. I'm forever by your side. Clean the first shit for my flaws. This the reason I'm alive. Thank God for this truth. Cause for a long time was a rebel without a call.
Look, man, first time I met Commander Junior Hunter, man, hit 3807.
Rebel without a
My
call.
little daughter with me, opened the door, he was dropping truth on me and all that.
Rebel
He
without
said,
a
yeah,
call.
man, you know, you do your time, we taking the mountains, training in hand-to-hand combat.
Rebel without
said,
a call.
oh, yeah.
This the reason I'm
Sign me
alive.
up,
Thank
nigga.
God for this truth. Cause for a long time was a rebel without a call.
You cannot whoop us. We're already dead. We're already beaten down. We've been beaten down for 400 years. We already got the wounds inside and outside our body. How you gonna hurt us? You cannot threaten us. You cannot frighten us. We live in the most frightening places, under the most frightening conditions. We are immune to fear. We are immune to harm. You see what I'm saying? You have stepped into a cesspool. You're the only one gonna get infected. All right, shalom, Lord Christ. Salakia, I had to switch over to this other computer. Shalom, Yahabashim Yashabrakatham. All right, where the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commanding General Yohana.
All right. This is Isupk Austin Tuesday Brotherhood class. Brotherhood and sisterhood is a weapon. Salakia. Brotherhood and sisterhood is a weapon. Brotherhood and sisterhood is what we're going to use, to come together to get up out of these false ideologies. All right. To get up out from under this nation. All right. To get from out of oppression. All right. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we need to come together. We have been apart for too long. And since we're apart, they have driven us into their philosophies. They have driven us to worship what they worship. It has been passed down upon us their customs. All right. And when I mean their customs, I mean the customs of these other nations. We're about to, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are about to celebrate Christmas. And it is not their customs. It doesn't have anything to do with them. It's actually an ancient Babylonian custom. But we don't know this because we have not been taught. We have not been taught correctly. And that's why we say Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shai for the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under the Commander General Yohana. So we can learn these things. So we can understand what we should be celebrating and what we shouldn't be celebrating. See, we don't know these things because the Bible says my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And the knowledge we lack is the knowledge of the Most High, the wisdom of the Most High, the law, statutes, and the commandments of the Most High, his ways, how we should go, how we should think. If we don't have that, and that's exactly what we're missing. And that's why we're so captivated by their Christmas. It's captivating, Yaganan. Everybody wants some presents. Everybody wants some presents. I seen this post. It says, should we lie to our kids about Santa Claus? And I simply put on there, no, we shouldn't. We lie to our kids about all these things, and then we expect them to grow up and be honest. Okay. Well, here in the Israelite School of UPK, everything we teach, we don't have to lie to our children. We can teach them anything out of our records. And that's what we need to get back to. We need to get back to our records and stop following the records of our oppressor. Stop following the records of these other nations. All right? Because all their records have to do with what? Our oppression. Okay? So tonight we're going to get into Christmas. We're going to get it in the Bible, and I have an article that I'm going to read. But after tonight, you should definitely understand that Christmas is not biblical. What they want to tell you, Yagana? What do they tell you Christmas is about?
Coming out of one. That's all about the kids out of one.
It's all about those kids. I'll be asking people, especially people who tell me that their kids is bad all the time. I said, are they still getting Christmas presents? Because you're still going to buy them presents. I thought if they're bad, they're supposed to get a lump of coal. Who's giving out lumps of coal? You get a call from the school every day. Are you giving out a lump of coal? No. They're getting that PlayStation 5. Right? They're getting the new Jordans. Okay? You're getting her that car. Oh, she's gonna be mad. You got the wrong year. Okay? We have to understand that our customs is what separates us from the other nations. Our laws, our statutes, our commandments, what we follow, what we reverence, what we hold high. What we hold high. Okay? So we got to understand. All right? Let me get Hosea 4:6.
Coming out of one.
And you can read it when you got it.
the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Who's destroyed?
My people.
These other nations.
My people.
So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We're destroyed for a lack of knowledge. We don't have the knowledge of the Most High. We don't have the knowledge of our God. We got the knowledge of the other nations. We're Buddhists. Yeah. We serve Buddha. That's what we want to do. We're going to serve Buddha. What else we going to worship? We're going to worship Allah. Yeah, we're going to serve a rock. Read that again.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
My people, that's possessive. The Lord has a people. The Most High absolutely has a people. And those people are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, if you didn't know. Okay? Continue reading.
God, I don't want to come. Because thou hast rejected knowledge,
Uh-huh.
I will also reject thee.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. That's why we were rejected today. Because we reject the knowledge of the Most High. We don't have no understanding. Okay? We don't have no understanding of the knowledge of the Most High. Because we reject knowledge. That's why we lack it. So it says, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. Who is being rejected right now? Who doesn't know who they are? That is us, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Continue reading.
That thou shalt be no priest to me.
That thou shalt be no priest, because we hold the priesthood. We're supposed to conduct ourselves a certain way so the whole world will follow. Okay? In the kingdom, there's not going to be eating of shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. There's not going to be any alternative lifestyle being lived. It's going to be dress right dress, as they would like to call it, right? That's what they call it in their military, dress right. It's going to be order. That's what Christ is going to bring back to this earth, order. He's not going to come with Santa Claus and a sleigh and deliver gifts. Okay, continue reading.
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
Because the law is what keeps us. The law is what holds us. Okay. Without that law, what do we have? Without law, what do you have? You have people doing whatever they want, whatever they feel is right. And you cannot have that. You have to have discipline. All right. You have to have discipline through your society. Because if you don't, then everybody's going to run amok. Everybody's going to be doing whatever they want to do. Everybody is going to be making their own rules. Okay? Well, that's why we have rank and order. So the rules can be passed down. All right? Is there any more on that?
No, I don't want to say it.
Okay. And it says, I will also forget thy children. That's why none of us come up in the truth. We come up in what? Christianity. Come up in Egyptology. Come up in Islam. Come up wanting to be Buddhist. All right, let me get Genesis 10 and 8.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 10 and verse 8. And Cush begot Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth.
All right, so Cush, this is coming from the Hamitic bloodline, okay? And Cush begot Nimrod, and he began to be a mighty one on the earth. Well, he became famous. He became famous in what he did, because what he did it well. Continue reading.
Come. Verse 9. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord.
You see, he was a mighty hunter. He had people scared because he did a lot of unaliving. Okay? This is who helped. This is who started that the Tower of Babel and all that. Okay, let's get First Chronicles 1 and 10.
Look at if you said I don't want First Chronicles 1 and 10.
Con.
Okay. Book of First Chronicles, chapter 1 and verse 10. And Cush begot Nimrod.
Mm-hmm.
He began to be mighty upon the earth.
So he was mighty. He was famous. He was well known. And him being well known, that's why what his mother, who was his wife, said, was able to scare everybody because he was so mighty on the earth. He was known for unaliving. All right. Now I'm going to get this article. Stop sharing this. Present. Share. All right, I'm gonna read this. This is the tree. This is why you worship the evergreen, the Christmas tree. This right here. And see, we don't know that. We think we putting this up because what? Your pastor told you that it was Christ's birthday. Well, what is the symbol of the tree then? Okay. And why does he teach you? Why does your Christian pastor teach you that? Teaches you that because this tradition was passed down to him. And he's just carrying on the passing down of the tradition. All right. Let me get this. Nimrod, the tree Nimrod, the Lord of Christmas. Nimrod started a great organized worldly apostasy from God that has dominated the world until now. Nimrod married his own mother, whose name was Semiramis. After Nimrod's death, his so-called mother wife Semiramis propagated the evil doctrine of survival of Nimrod as a spirit being. So she turned him into a deity. Okay. It says she claimed a full-grown evergreen tree sprang up overnight from a dead stump, which symbolized the springing forth into new life of the dead Nimrod. On each anniversary of his birthday, she claimed Nimrod would visit the evergreen tree and leave gifts upon it. Okay? December 25th was his birthday, was a birthday of Nimrod. See, we got Christians out here teaching us that December 25th is Jesus's birthday. And that's what we're celebrating. And that's why we celebrate Christmas. Okay? It says this is the real origin of the Christmas tree. Okay? Traditionally, a Yule log was burned in the fireplace on Christmas Eve. And during the night, as the log embers died, there appeared in the room, as if by magic, a Christmas tree surrounded by gifts. The Yule log represented the sun god Nimrod, and the Christmas tree represented himself, resurrected as his own son, Tammuz. Okay? So our Christmas tree and Yule log have tremendous meanings, but not a Christian meaning. You see, Christians think this is theirs. This is the whole meaning of their religion. You know, that Jesus being born, all right, on Christmas through a virgin. All right. Let's see. The Yule log is dead Nimrod, human ruler of ancient Babylon, all right, who was eventually deified as the Son incarnate and hence a god. All right. The Christmas tree is mystical Tammuz, the slain god, come to life again. See, this is what the real Christmas tree is about. And you think it's just about just coming together and singing, coming around and eating the candy canes off of it, Yaganan, and putting gifts under there and just looking at that star. It's such a beautiful tree. And then what they do, they sit back and they gaze at it. And you know why? because you're taking on the spirit of the God that it is. That's why you're gazing upon it. That's why you're so seduced by it, because it is representing of another God and you are worshiping it. Go ahead, Yaganan.
Yeah, I was talking to my family this past weekend or whatever, and hitting them with a couple of scriptures, and I was pretty much telling them that they Christians, so they was telling me that when they were little, that somebody had told, one of my uncles told them that Santa Claus ain't real and this and that. And I'm saying, well, if Santa Claus ain't real, if y'all really don't believe in, what the hell y'all celebrating it for? And of course, they really didn't have an answer for it. And then my uncle was like, well, my mom done it, and her mom did it, and my dad done it. So, it's always some kind of, our people always have some kind of excuse to justify the evil and wicked shit they do. So
Exactly. And that's exactly what they do. That's what they do. They justify it. And they say, well, it just means what I want it to mean. Okay? What the hell is this, man? Get this off that thing on screen. All right. The real origins of Christmas. The real origins of Christmas goes back to ancient Babylon. It is bound up by organized apostasy, which is Satan has gripped and deceived the world of these many centuries. It's like world with these many centuries. In Egypt, it has always been believed the son of Iris, Egyptian name for Queen of Heaven, born December 25th. So Ramesses also bore the title Queen of Heaven, and she was Nimrod's mother. Paganism celebrated this famous birthday over most of the known world for centuries before the birth of Christ. All right. Christmas and pagan holidays trace back thousands of years before to a man named Nimrod, the founder of ancient pagan Babylon. Okay. December 25th was highly honored and recognized by Nimrod supporters. Many centuries later, the pagan custom was Christianized as being the birth of Christ. It says December 25th was highly honored and recognized by Nimrod supporters. Many centuries later. How long is a century, Yaganan?
I don't want century. Is it century 20 years or 100
No.
years?
Century is 100 years.
Yeah.
It said many centuries later. Good night. Many centuries later. So hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years later, the pagan custom was Christianized as being the birth of Christ. And that's why you do what? You go to church and you teach a whole lesson on baby Jesus being born. Okay? All right, let me see. The true origins of the true origins of Christmas and other holidays, who was really born on December 25th. All right. December 25th was celebrated as Nimrod's birthday. Generally, all mankind is fast asleep, dreaming this old Babylonian dream. Good night. Hold on, I need to get into subscriptions now. We can come back to this, but yeah, right now I need to get up into here. Let's go Luke 1:26. When you got it, you can read it.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 26. And in the 6th month, the angel...
No. It was the what?
In the 6th month.
No, it was Christmas.
In the 6th month.
No, it was cold.
In the 6th month.
No, it was late in the year.
In the 6th month.
It said in the 6th month. Okay. You want to know about Christ's birth? Since you care so much about goddamn birthdays, it says in the 6th month. Okay, continue reading.
The angel Gabriel was sent from God into a city of Galilee named Nazareth.
All right. Jump to chapter 2, verse 7, I believe.
Luke chapter 2 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And she brought forth a firstborn son and wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn.
So they didn't have no room in the inn. Basically, a place where you could stay, where you could rest, where you could dwell. So they had to do it in the manger. They had to lay him in the manger. All right. This is Mary bringing forth Yahawashai. All right. Okay. This is her bringing him forth in the manger. All right. Continue reading.
Verse 8. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field,
Yep.
keeping watch over their flock by night.
So we know that it's cold in Israel. All right. If it was the winter, you damn sure would not be out there with your flock. You would be seeking shelter for you and your flock. Okay? It says they were keeping watch over by night. Yaganan, we always know the night is colder than the day, right? So if they abided in the field, dwelling there, it would just be too cold. Okay? For them to just be there like that. Now let's get 2 Maccabees. Um, 6 and 1.
Book of 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Not long after this, the king set an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers.
You see, that's what these other nations they always do. They always send somebody, right? To compel you, to confuse you, to make you turn away from your traditions, to depart from the laws of your fathers, to do what to not do what your fathers did. Okay? To not follow the Lord like your fathers did, because the laws of your fathers are the laws of the Most High. Okay? Continue reading.
And not to live after the laws of God.
And not to live after the laws of God. Continue reading.
Verse 2. And to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
And to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympius. And that in Gerizim of Jupiter, the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place.
So they're going to take your temple. Your temple was the defenders of your people. And you want to call it Jupiter, the defenders of strangers. You want to call it the tabernacle of Christ. You want to call it the non-denominational. You want to call it the Episcopal. That's what we do, polluting it. Putting pork in the sanctuary. Putting pork in the temple. All right? Doing all kind of manner of evil and desire to live in that place, to dwell there. Continue reading.
Verse 3. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 4. For the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles, who dallied with harlots.
You see, they were rioting and reveling. They were in there doing all kind of manner of evil. So much manner of evil, they dallied with the harlots. They in there with everything going on right in the temple, just like it's going on today in these Christian churches. Continue reading.
and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, brought in things that were not lawful.
So dealing with these women unlawfully, and then you bringing in other things that are unlawful. We know what's unlawful. Well, we in there selling snake skin. We in there eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. You in there doing all manner of evil. All right, continue reading.
For sure, the altar also was filled with profane things,
Mm-hmm.
which the law forbiddeth.
See, the altar was filled with these profane things, which the law had forbidden. Okay, if we could have stepped to our law, statutes, and commandments, we would know that the law forbids this. These are things we should not be doing. But you're about to find out what always happens to us. This is how they get you to not follow your laws. Continue reading.
Verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days of ancient feasts.
So they made it unlawful. They took our thing that was lawful and made it unlawful. Okay, and you would be unalived. All right. So that's going to make you what? It's going to make you fear being who you are, and you're going to do what to stay alive. You're gonna become like them. That's what you do today. Try to become just like them, in hopes that you won't be unalived. Okay, but it's better to be unalived for the Most High than to live under your oppressor's thumb. Okay, than to just follow their law. It's better to be unalive than eat that pork. It's better to be unalive than to harm your brother. All right. It's better be. It's better to be unalive than to go against your nation, to hurt your nation, to hurt your people. Okay. It was unlawful for us to keep the Sabbath. Sabbath days are important to us, or our ancient fasts, which are ancient feasts. We couldn't keep our feast days. Just like today, you think your job's wants to let you off for a feast day? They don't. They don't care that it's the Feast of Purim. They don't care that it's a Hanukkah. They don't care about any damn thing. But they care about Christmas. You can definitely get off for that. Continue reading.
Come. Or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Don't that sound like what happened to Kanye West? Kanye West can't call himself a Jew. It's unlawful for him to call himself a Jew out here. And you know what he said? He said the Jews are black too. He didn't say black people are the only Jews. He was giving the fake Jew his due, right? But he said, we know you're Jews, but black people are Jews too. Well, I'm going to let you in a little secret. The only Jews are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And they're Israelites. Jew is just one tribe, which is short for Judah. Okay? They made it illegal for us to profess ourselves to be a Jew. You can't call yourself a Jew. They want to take that away from you. That's what they do today. They want to take that right away from you. Okay? Let's go to First Maccabees, chapter 1 and 54. Because we're out here celebrating things and we don't know why. We don't know that we have been bamboozled. Okay? And that's why we are so downtrodden. And this is why we're at the bottom, because we don't know who we are. And we are celebrating everything that we shouldn't and not celebrating anything that we should. You can go ahead and read.
Book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 54. Now the 15th day of the month, Cacklia, in the 140 and 5th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar. and builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side.
And see, that's what's going on now on the side of every side of our communities. We have these idols up. These idols have been built throughout the cities. We can go through every city of America and every ghetto, and you know what we're going to see? We're going to see a Christmas tree. It's going to happen. Okay? Because we build idols. We build idol altars. All right? And our enemy has convinced us to put them in there ourselves now. They don't have to put the idol in no more. They have convinced us enough to believe in what they believe in, and now we put the idol up on our own. Continue reading.
Verse 55. And burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets.
Yep. Continue reading.
Verse 56. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law which they found, they burned them with fire.
That's what they always try to do to our records. They try to burn it up. Help burn it up, and it'll never be remembered. Continue.
Verse 57. And whatsoever was found in any the book of the testament.
The book of the what?
The book of the testament.
I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. Them comedic idiots. Okay. What do they always say? The Bible ain't even in the Bible. What does it say right there? It says, "And whosoever found with any book of the testament." What do you think the testament is? Testament is your records. Testament is this Bible. Testament is your laws, statutes, and commandments. If you were found with any book of the testament, it was not going to be a good thing for you. Continue reading.
Or if any committed to the law.
Or any committed to the law. That means if you were found with this book, or if you're just committed to the laws. No, I'm not going to eat that shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. No, I'm not going to sleep with her. No, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to follow your customs. No, I'm not going to pledge to your gods. No, I'm not going to serve these idols. Okay? So if they're committed to the law, they know their laws. They know what they shouldn't do. They know they're not going to eat anything that's unlawful. Continue.
The king's commandment was that they should put him to death.
You see, that's what they was going to do. Just going to put him down. That's it. You see? Read that one more time from the top.
Look at First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 57. And whosoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any committed to the law, the king's commandment was that they should be put him to death.
See, that's what they want to do. They want to unalive us for following our customs, following our laws, following our statutes, following our commandments. Continue reading.
Verse 58. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites.
To who? And to everybody.
Unto the Israelites.
And to the Hamites.
Unto the Israelites.
And to the Israelites. Because they don't want you, just like today, they don't want you following your God, following your laws, following your statutes, following your commandments, following your ways, following your histories, following your people, building your nation. They don't want you to do that. They don't want you to build a damn thing. They want you separated, believing what they believe so they can control you, because they know if we follow these laws, these statutes and commandments, and we become one as a people, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we will rule the world. We're the ones who build their communities. We're the ones who sustain their governments. We're the ones who they called liquid gold because we spend at 100 miles per hour where? In their neighborhoods. When we had Black Wall Street, when we had Rosewood, when we had the Harlem Renaissance, when we had these times that we had our cities, it would take 1 year for the dollar would circulate 1 year before it left our community. Now, how much money leaves our community? A damn million in about 30 seconds, because we are supplying and sustaining everybody else's nation, culture, and society besides our own. Right? And they do this strategically. Okay? That's why they go and they want to know who you are. You want to know your beliefs. And if you're a Christian, that's good for them because they know that you think that God loves everybody when they know God don't love everybody, when they don't love everybody. Okay? Salakia. You can continue reading. You didn't have your hand up or nothing, right?
No, I don't want.
All right, yeah, because I was on the other screen. All right, Most High in Christ.
Continue with 58. So I didn't finish it.
Yeah. Finish it up.
Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month to as many as were found in the cities.
You see, they push their authority on us. Don't they still do this today? With their police forces, with their industry, with their workforce, with their food program, okay? With their schooling. Now let's look at this. This is about to be super heavy. Go ahead.
Verse 59. Now, the 25th day of the month, they did sacrifice unto the idol altar, which was upon the altar of God.
You see, they put their idol altar upon the altar of God. What idol altar is on that? We got the Christmas tree, right? Right, Yaganan?
Come.
We got the Christmas tree. It said when? Read that from the top. When?
Now, from the 5th and 20th day of the
All right,
month.
Yaganan. What is the 5th and 20th day?
25th, I don't know.
Good night. And you said this Bible ain't the living word. You said this, Yaganan. This is old, right? This is old. This don't have nothing to do with right now, right?
Come.
That's what they say. But the 5th and 20th day is the 25th. And you're going to have, on that 25th, you're going to have an idol altar, which was upon the altar of God. Ooh-wee, good night. This is what we do. This is the things that we do. All right? And all so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native, I ain't going to say all. Most so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, they're going to have that tree. And they're going to believe that they're worshiping Christ's birthday. Well, if you're here in this class, you should understand that that's absolutely not what you're doing. You're celebrating Nimrod. You're celebrating the oppression of your people. You're celebrating the downfall and the downtrodden of the nation of Israel. Okay? And you want to sing these songs and you love Santa Claus and ho, 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 Merry Christmas. You love it. Okay? And while you're loving that, that means you hating your own. You hate your own customs. To love their customs, you have to what? You have to hate your own. Because if you knew about your customs, you would not love them. Let me get Zechariah 2:6. If you knew your own customs, you would not love their customs. You would not appreciate it. Okay? You can go ahead.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 2, and verse 6. Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north.
That's what we need to do. We need to ho, ho. Not ho, 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 Merry Christmas. We need to ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, flee from their deception, flee from their concepts, flee from their religions. All right, flee from their philosophies, flee from their holidays. Continue reading.
Said the Lord, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, said the Lord.
Continue reading.
Verse 7. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon.
You see, deliver thyself, O Zion, those so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Get out of this with the daughter of Babylon, and get out of this tradition of celebrating Nimrod in this Christmas tree. This is an old, ancient Babylonian custom, but also this is twofold because not only are you just celebrating a old Babylonian custom, who is the daughter of Babylon? Who is Babylon now? Babylon now is America. That's where we dwell. We dwell in Babylon. Okay? That's what this is. This is Egypt and Babylon. Two of our most horrible conditions. And we in here and they're like both of them at one damn time. Okay? Let's get Jeremiah. Chapter 7, verse 18. When you read it, you can when you got it, you can read it.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, verse 18. The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven.
You see, this is what your Christmas is. You sacrificing to Nimrod and his mother wife, Ramesses. That's what you were doing when you were kneading dough to the Queen of Heaven. When the children gather wood and the fathers kindle a fire. Okay, this is what you're doing. Continue reading.
And to pour out drink offerings into other gods, that they may provoke me to anger.
We provoke the Lord to anger when we do these things, when we follow these customs that aren't ours, that don't have anything to do with us. Okay, we're pouring out drink offerings, we're kneading dough, we're kindling fires, we're making cakes, and we're sacrificing it to false idols, to false gods. The Lord is very, very, very how can I put this? He is very clear about how he feels about false idols, about false gods, about anything that isn't him. He is the Most High. Let me get Exodus 20 and 3.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt what?
Have no other gods before me.
The Lord said, thou shalt have no other gods before me. You don't put nothing before the Most High. You're putting Christmas? You're teaching your children Christmas? What is that helping them? Continue reading.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
See, we don't need to make these graven images, and that's what we're doing with the Christmas tree. We're making a graven image. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 25.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
The graven images of their God shall ye burn with fire.
That's what you should do. If you have a graven image, you should take it and you should burn it with fire. All your rosary beads, all your Christmas trees, all your false idols, all your false gods. Continue.
Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is in them.
And
No,
those things you sacrifice to the idols, you should not desire them or to desire to do them. You should not want them. They are not important. Continue.
nor take it into thee,
Mm-hmm.
lest thou be snared therein.
Mm-hmm.
For it is an abomination to the Lord thy God.
That is despicable and detestable to the Most High. Okay? That's what that is. All right? It is a snare. Christmas is a snare. Go ahead, Yagana.
They're speaking about them graven idols. I see so many of my little Isupk sisters with the little Virgin Mary necklace. So many of them got that. Most of the brothers got the Isupk, the guys, they got the cross, but most of the women got the Virgin Mary. And I always just like to ask them questions like, why do you wear that? And some of them say it was a gift, and they just wear it because of that. And the ones that been to church a little bit, they'll say it protects them.
Yep. And yeah, or they wearing what? The Lady of Guadalupe, right? They're gonna wear that around their neck. And I broke it down on one of our sisters before, and she said, "Well, if I'm gonna believe in anything, it's going to be this." She didn't give a damn about Mary or Christ or any. She said, if she's going to believe, it's going to be this, because we love those graven images. And this right here, if you look at this, is not a graven image. All right, Christ is coming from the seed that came from the seed of David, right? This is the shield of David. This is David's name. All right. All right. This is his signet. The Da Wa Da. That's how you say David in the Hebrew. Da Wa Da. Okay. So don't think this is no graven image. We don't worship this. We don't bow down to it. This is just our signet. All right. This lets you know who we are and who the enforcers are. Okay. Continue reading.
Verse 26. Neither shall thou bring an abomination into thine house.
No, go get that Christmas tree, Yagana.
Neither shall thou bring an abomination into thine house.
Go cut down the evergreen and sprinkle it with silver and gold, brother.
Neither shall thou bring an abomination into thine house.
Trees are for outside. Just leave it there. Don't bring the abomination in the house so you can worship it. Go ahead.
Lest thou be a curse thing like it, but thou shalt utterly detest it.
You see, if you don't want to be cursed like something, then you should detest it. You should go against it. Continue.
And thou shalt utterly abhor it.
It says you shall utterly abhor it. That means utterly means extremely. Okay, you should utterly abhor it. Extremely treat it with hatred. Abhor means to treat with hatred. That's what you should do. You should utterly abhor it. You should utterly treat it with hatred. Quickly treat it with hatred. All right, continue.
For it is a cursed thing.
This thing is cursed. It has absolutely no benefit for you. And if a Christian can't show you Christmas in the Bible, then you know what you do? You show it to them. Give me Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, verse 1. Because we speaking to the house of Israel.
Look at Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you,
Mm-hmm.
O house of Israel.
Y'all listen to this word that the Lord is speaking to you, O house of Israel. Continue.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
No, learn the way of the heathen.
Learn not the way of the heathen.
Study the way of the heathen.
Learn not the way of the heathen.
Uh-huh.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
See, the heathen are dismayed. The heathen are confused. They're gazing into the sun and the stars and the moon. And they think they got all this damn high science. And they're trying to put everything together because they're dismayed by the signs of heaven. There's two people that worship the sun, okay? There's two kind of people. There's one who's going to worship the sun and say, oh, it's the sun, and worship it, or the one that worships the creator. Who created that damn sun? Okay? The heathens are dismayed at the sun as a heaven. Continue.
Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
For the customs of the people are vain. Vain means nothing. Continue.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest,
Mm-hmm.
and the work of the hands of the workman with the axe.
That's how you chop a tree down. How else are they getting all those evergreens, Yagana? If they're not cutting a tree out of the forest. They're not getting it in the middle of the road. Okay? They're going into the forest and they're doing what? They're chopping evergreens for you can worship Christmas. Continue reading.
Verse 4. They deck it with silver and with gold.
They do what?
They deck it with silver and with gold.
They do what?
They deck it with silver and with gold.
They decking this tree that they cut out of the woods, out of the forest. And they deck it with silver and gold. That's why you have Christmas songs talking about silver and gold. They're all over. Continue.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
And see that's what you do. Like back then, you did it with the hammers and nails. Then they created the little red circle thing, and you screw right. You screw in the thing, so you screw in the screws, so it moves not. That's what you're doing. You fasten it with nails and hammers, so it moves not, so it doesn't fall over. Continue reading.
Verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not.
Yep.
They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
And see, the Bible's telling you don't have to be scared of this. Nimrod is not in that tree. He is not going to do a damn thing from that tree. And this is what people don't understand. When Nimrod's mom said that it sprang out and they came and gave gifts, why do you think that you put the gifts under the tree? Couldn't you just give the gifts to the person? Right? If you was going to celebrate this, you was going to do all this, why does it have to go under the tree? See, our people, we follow customs that we know not. That's why we put the gift under the tree. And we don't even know that. We think we put the gift under the tree. Why? Because the three wise men? That's how idiotic our people is. That's how, not idiotic, that's how destroyed our people are for a lack of knowledge. That we have no understanding. And we sacrifice the same things that the Gentiles sacrifice. Okay, let me get yeah, 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. You got it, you can read it.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice,
Mm-hmm.
they sacrifice to devils.
Sacrifice to who?
To devils.
To the Most High.
To devils.
The devils. That's what you sacrifice. When you sacrificing to these holidays, you cooking that Christmas ham, all right? When you opening up them presents, when you going caroling, you sacrificing to devils. That's what the Gentiles do. They sacrifice to devils. All right, continue. And not God. Continue.
And not to God.
Mm-hmm.
And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils.
You don't want to have fellowship with the devils. Okay? It's not going to be nothing good for you there. Nothing pleasurable. Continue reading.
Verse 21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
You can't.
You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils.
You can't do both. You're going to have to choose. You're going to have to make a conscious decision on who you're going to serve. Are you going to serve the Most High or not? That's the only two options. Okay? You cannot drink of the cup of the Lord and drink of the cup of devils. You cannot mix and match. You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table. You think you're going to eat with the Lord and eat with the devils? You think you're going to drink with the Lord and drink and drink with the devils? You think you're going to save your people? You think you're going to build your nation and build a nation? You think you're going to build your community and build their community? You think you're going to support your needs and support their needs? You're going to have to choose. I pray you understand. Continue reading.
Verse 22. Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he?
You want to play these games with the Lord when we know that the Bible says the wages of sin is death. Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? Can we do anything that he could do? Absolutely not. So it's time to fall in line, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Fall in line so we can understand what we are supposed to be doing and what we need to be doing. Because right now, we're just following our oppressors. Okay? Let me get John 7 and 38. Because we have to believe on the Most High. Okay? We got to believe on Christ. Okay? Go ahead.
Book of John, chapter 7, verse 38. He that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said.
As Isupk has said.
As the scripture hath said.
As Shamarawan has said.
As the scripture hath said.
As Yaganan has said.
As the scripture hath said.
I said, believeth on me. Christ is saying, believeth on me as the scripture has said. Okay? Not like a Christian pastor is telling you to believe on him. With absolutely no follow through. Continue.
Out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water.
See, out of that belly will flow rivers of living water. This is the living truth. Okay? This is where you come to live. Right here in the Israelite school at UPK, all so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we come here to live. Okay? We come here to understand. And those rivers of living water flowing out of that belly is these laws, statutes, and commandments. It's this knowledge of the Most High. It's the not forgetting who we are. It's the helping build our nation. All right? Let me get 2 Corinthians. 6 and 15.
Book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6 and verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
In what concord hath Christ with Belial, or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel?
Continue reading.
Verse 16. And what agreement hath the temple of God with idols?
So it's saying, hold on, let me go back real quick. It says, what concord does Christ have with Belial? All right. Or what part he have that believeth with an infidel? Okay. Verse 16. And what agreement has the temple of God with idols? Meaning these things are conflicting. They do not go or belong together. All right, continue.
Verse 16. In what agreement hath the temple of God with idols? For ye are the temple of the living God.
See, we are the temple of the living God. So what the hell does he care about the temple of these idols when we are the temple of the living God? All right, continue.
As God has said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people.
Meaning he's going to be with us. That's what makes us a temple, because he is with us. Continue reading.
Verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, said the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing.
It says, hold on. It says, come up out of them. We got to come up out of them how? We got to come up out of their philosophies, up out of their religions, up out of their ways, up out of their customs. All right? That's how we come up out of them and be and not be a part of what they have constructed. Continue reading.
Wherefore come from among them, and be ye separate, said the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
Let me see. The Lord requires you to do something if you want to be received. I don't think you're just going to be received doing what the hell you want. No. The Lord has rules. He has a way that he has paved. Continue reading.
Verse 18. And will be a father unto you, and ye shall be sons and daughters, said the Lord Almighty.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we have to do, because we have been confused and we have been spoiled. Give me Colossians 2:8.
Book of Colossians, chapter 2, verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit,
Mm-hmm.
after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
See, we got to be grounded in the Most High. We should be doing after the will of the Most High, not after the will of not after the will of the world. Okay, and that's the problem. We have been spoiled through philosophy and vain deceit. We have been spoiled through nothingness. Okay, and that nothingness is causing us to be weak. That's why we're so weak, because we don't stand for nothing but philosophy and vain deceit. Oh, we got a lot of philosophizers out there, right? The center side and the better side and the gentrified side, and that's why we gentrified. Okay? Oh, they got so many philosophies. They got so many tales. They got so much nonsense. So much things that don't have a damn thing to do with anything. And that's because we're after the rudiments of this world. Okay? And since we're under the rudiments of this world, we are ignorant. Okay, we are ignorant, and we live after and lust after the things that we don't need. Give me give me First John 2:15. I do want that.
Book of 1 John, chapter 2, and verse 15.
Hmm.
Love not the world.
Love the world,
Love not the world.
but for God so loved the world.
Love not the world.
God loves everybody.
Love not the world.
People are people.
Love not the world.
It says love not the world. You ain't supposed to love this world you in. This is your hell and your oppression. And you loving it like it's the greatest thing on the face of the earth. Continue reading.
Neither the things that are in the world.
Neither the things that are in the world. What's in this world? Well, Christmas is in this world. You're loving the hell out of it right now. Christianity is in this world. You're loving the hell out of it right now. Okay? It is your everything. It is telling you every damn thing to do. All right? Go ahead.
The love of the Father is not in them.
If you love the world, the love of the Father is not in you, because you thinking God so loved the world. So you thinking if you love everybody, then the Lord is with you. When we all know what? We all know when you love other things, then what do you not love? You do not love your damn self. You do not love your people. Okay? And that is the damn problem. We don't have any love for our people. We don't have any love for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And the reason we don't have that is because we are loving everything but our own. We've given all our love to everything else, that we don't have enough love for ourselves. Okay? Continue reading.
Verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world.
Salaki, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of its life is not of the Father, but is of this world. And that's what we hearken to. We hearken to the love and the lust of the flesh in your eyes, whatever your eyes see. You hate your brother. Why? Because you see your brother riding in a nice car, so you hate him. Or you hate your brother because what? You got all these nice things and he don't have nothing, and you thinking, oh, he needs to work harder. Okay. If you feeling those kind of feelings, the love of the Father is not in you. Okay, that is not of the Father, but that is of the world. All right, where we at? Let me get let me get John 8:44. Because this is what you do when you follow these other nations, when you follow their ways, you follow their customs and their agendas. This is what we become. And so we have to understand this. This is how we become like our enemies. Go ahead.
Book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil,
Mm-hmm.
and the lust of your father ye would do.
See, that's why we're celebrating. That's why we celebrate Christmas, because we are the lust of our Father. So whatever He says goes, goes. Whatever He loves and lusts, we love and lust, and will do. And since we'll do that, we'll do what? We'll subject ourselves to His ways, to His customs, to His philosophies. Continue reading.
He was a murderer from the beginning
Mm-hmm.
and abode not in the truth.
See, He doesn't abode, dwell, live in the truth. All right? He is a murderer from the beginning, and he does not abode in the truth. So the old spirit of Cain, right? Continue reading.
Because there is no truth in him.
There is no truth in him. He never tells the truth for anything. Continue reading.
When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own.
Mm-hmm.
For he is a liar and the father of it.
That's all he is. He's a liar and he's the father of lies. Okay? And that's why he tells you that Christmas is what? Jesus is Christ's birthday. When we know that's absolutely false. Okay? Yeah. Continue reading. Oh, that's it? That's it. Any questions?
No, Adam. I was just looking at 45. Can I read 45?
Oh, yeah. You're damn right.
And because I tell you the truth,
Ooh.
ye believe me not.
You see? Go ahead. You want to break it down?
No, Adam, I'm go ahead and break it down, Adam. I'm all ears, Adam.
Because I tell you the truth. You see, right here in the Israelite School of UPK, we tell the truth. But you don't believe us. We tell you that we're a love group. But you don't believe us. You say we're a hate group. All right? We tell you that we feed and clothe our nation. But you tell us that no, we just stand on the corner and scream. Okay? We tell you that we are separated from these other nations. You tell us that we hate everybody, that we're racist. Okay? Christ told the truth and you believed him not. All right? And that's why we have to really understand. And that's why we need Commander General Yohanan and the Israelite School of UPK. So our people can wake up. So our people can know the truth. Know the truth of the Bible. Know the truth of their customs. Know their laws. Know their statutes. Know their commandments. Because you say the law is done away with, and we don't. Because we tell you the truth and you believe me not. All right? Christ told you that he didn't come to do away with the law. Right? He told you not one jot or tittle shall know, as long as heaven and earth are here, not one jot or tittle. But you believe him not. And with that, we are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commanding General Yohanan. All right? Let's get the security announcements.
ISUPK security announcements.
Mm-hmm.
We are the ISUPK, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, a teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has a interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister record each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi, chapter 8, verse 8 through 10. Chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Salakia means tenth in the Hebrew, Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, I want.
Upcoming holy convocations is Purim, the 14th day of the 15th. It's like the 14th and the 15th day of the 12th month. Thursday, the 22nd of February, and Friday, the 23rd of February 2024. We find this in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verses 20 through 31.
If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. Except for the announcements, I don't want.
All right. We're going to Imagine. Got the Sar. We're going to get the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. All right. Abanawa. Shabbat Shalom. Kodash. Haya. Shamka. Kawa. Malakwaka. Tabaya. Ratazayaka. Haya. Aisha. Barataza. Kawa. Haya. Bashamayim. Nathan Lanawa. Lakam. Call. Kawam. Basalakia now. Kabawati now. Kasalakia now. Kabawati now. Wala. Tabanawa. Banasawan. Abo. Yahavnashanawa. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Mahala. Mahatapa Rath. Mawalayam. Amen. Now in English, our Father which art in heaven.
Our Father which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name, Yahweh.
Hallowed be thy name, Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Kingdom come, thy will be done.
In earth as it is in heaven.
Earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors.
Our debts as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
Lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
Deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the kingdom.
And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. All right, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel. Majim Shabbat. Imagine Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Bakatam. All right, Yajamata, we're going to saw turn face the sisters rise. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Shemal Latam Bashem Yahweh Shah. Yajamata, class dismissed.